Chapter 3. A Voice That Could Not Be Ignored. That afternoon, as the sun slowly disappeared behind the mountains, Rick and James started their journey back home. Their boots were covered in mud, their hands were rough from hard work, and their bodies were tired. But inside their hearts, there was something stronger than exhaustion: hope. When they arrived home, they found their parents waiting for them with a simple dinner prepared with love. The smell of freshly baked bread filled the small wooden house. For many people, the meal might have seemed ordinary, but for them, it was a reason to be thankful. As they ate, they shared stories and laughter about everything that had happened during the day. For a few moments, they forgot their problems. They forgot their poverty. They forgot their worries, and they simply enjoyed being together. That night, after the lights were turned off, silence filled the room the brothers shared. James lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. His eyes were filled with tears. He was not crying because he was sad. He was crying because he was dreaming. He imagined huge stadiums filled with cheering fans. He imagined wearing the uniform of a professional basketball team. He imagined his parents sitting in the front row, proudly watching him play. At the same time, Rick was also staring at the ceiling from his bed. But his thoughts traveled somewhere else. He saw himself standing on a brightly lit stage. Thousands of people were singing along with him. The lights were shining. The music was playing. And among the crowd, he could see the proud faces of his parents and his younger brother. Both brothers had big dreams, dreams that seemed impossible for two poor boys from a small town in North Carolina. But they did not know yet that many great dreams are born in the humblest places. As the months passed, Rick and James looked for every opportunity to help their family financially. Some afternoons, they worked on farms owned by other farmers in the area. The work was difficult. Under the hot sun, they picked vegetables, carried heavy boxes, and cleaned fields. However, Rick had a habit that made the long days easier. He sang. He sang while working. He sang while walking. He sang while resting. Little by little, people began to notice his voice. During breaks, other workers gathered around him. "Rick, sing that song again." "Yes, please. It helps us forget how tired we are." Rick smiled and started singing. He did not sing to impress anyone. He sang because it was how he expressed his feelings. He sang because music made every problem seem smaller. And every time he finished a song, he received applause. Honest applause. Heartfelt applause. One day, something unexpected happened. While Rick was singing under the shade of a tree during a break, two landowners happened to walk nearby. When they heard his voice, they stopped immediately. They looked at each other in surprise. "Who is singing?" one of them asked. Neither could believe such a powerful voice belonged to a young boy. Quietly, they moved closer. From a distance, they watched Rick singing while the workers listened carefully. Some even had their eyes closed, enjoying the music. When he finished, applause filled the area. The landowners were amazed. "That boy has something special," one of them said. "Yes, there's something in his voice that touches the heart." From that day on, they began paying close attention to him. That evening, the whole family was gathered around the dinner table. Laughter filled the room. Suddenly, Rick's father smiled and asked, "Son, your brother tells me that you sing very well. Is that true?" Rick looked down, feeling a little embarrassed. "Well, yes, Dad. I like singing." His father smiled. "And how do you feel when you sing?" Rick thought for a few seconds. Then he answered, "I feel free. I feel like I can forget my worries. I feel like anything is possible." His father's smile grew wider. "Then never stop doing it. Because when you discover what makes your heart happy, you discover an important part of who you are. His mother looked at Rick with affection. I already knew that a long time ago. Knew what? Rick asked. That music lived inside you. When you were little, you danced every time a song played on the radio. You could never stay still. Everyone started laughing. Then their mother looked at James. And you inherited your father's passion for sports. Your father dreamed of playing basketball when he was young. James opened his eyes in surprise. Really? His father nodded. Yes, but life took me down a different path. That's why I want both of you to remember something. The room became quiet. It doesn't matter how difficult life becomes. It doesn't matter how poor we are today. Never give up what God placed in your hearts. Dreams may take time to come true, but they are never impossible for those who work with faith and perseverance.